What's good, everybody? Headed up to the Hillsborough Inlet today to do some flying around and do some photography, aerial and ground. I'm super excited to share my journey with you all, and I hope that you stay to the end of the video. Not that there's a surprise or anything, but I just hope that you rock with me, man. So let's get to it. We're here, man. We are here at the beautiful Inlet Park here. Show you. Boom. That lighthouse over there in the distance, that's what we're headed to. It's got some rough waves and things like that out here too, so it should be a fun day as far as capturing whatever. But the reason I'm out here is to kind of just share with you guys a process of catching or a process of filming. Anybody can do it. Any one of you guys can get out here and film and capture what you want to do, capture what you want to capture. It's just getting off the seat and doing it, man. Let's see what we can get.
They do whatever I say so. Have chicks that color of the rainbow. Yeah, chains on me like Django. Be a long way from my tank low, cause my Tesla charge for them bank rolls. And I'm grinding, money on my mind, and I'm headed to the top.
For the record, I did get approval to fly over here, so we should be good to go. The height over here in this area is 50 feet. The height out there on the water is 100 feet. That should be just high enough for me to get what I need. Yeah, that definitely should be high enough for me to get exactly what I need. There we go. So that should be high enough for me to get what I need. I got authorization. Let's take off, man. So before I'm taking off, go back here. Before I take off, I have to get authorization. This is considered an authorization zone. I'm going to show you guys my screen. So we're going to go here to go fly, and you'll see. Word to the wise, always connect to your Wi-Fi. You know what I'm saying? Excuse me, your hotspot on your phone or something like that, to make sure that you don't ever lose sight of, that authorization. So when I go to take off, you'll see here on the screen it says authorization zone, unlock area, checking. So I did my LAANC already. Sorry, tongue tied. But I did that already. So we press to unlock the zone. We shall see. Verification code sent. This is a great example here of what you must do. 554422. 554422. I am qualified to fly in this area. Check. I agree to fly. Check. Device hardware information. Check. Confirm. Unlocking successful. Altitude limit, it says 1,640 feet. But I'm like I said on the air control app, it clearly states that I can only fly at 50 feet. So I'm going to stay within that to make sure I don't break any rules. But let's get it. I agree. Again, it's letting you know multiple times that you agree to full liability in this area. So you can't say you weren't warned. You can't say you don't understand. You can't say you didn't know. Okay? But either way, let's go. It's a very windy day if you can't hear me. Let's get some. It is so beautiful out here. Feet. The star of the show right here. So when I'm filming, a lot of times, because on a professional camera, I would love to dial in settings. On here, you can't dial in your settings. But one thing I have noticed is it seems to be that DJI have made these drones more proficient in the sense of capturing better footage if you just keep it in auto. The only thing I would recommend is that you definitely get some ND filters or something like that to make sure that, when you are filming, if you're filming in bright, harsh light like I am, I have the ND128 filter on. That way it can sustain a very good picture, but also, be able to do the auto settings without it looking too crazy, right? I'm not against auto. I just know that it is not the favorite when it comes down to a lot of filmmakers. But I think with this camera in particular, on this drone, it's okay. So I think it'd be safe to stop the drone right now and do something that I know I should do, and that is set the altitude so I'm not breaking any laws. So the way you want to do that is auto return altitude. I want to move that down to 65 feet. Let's go. Control. Oh, I was in the same area, sorry. So I want to go here. Max altitude today, 65 feet. Max distance, no limit. I think this is a good picture. What y'all think? Let's capture this right here. Let's get down just a bit. So the beautiful part about taking pictures with your drone is that you get the opportunity to do it how you want. Listen, I know it's not the most fun thing in the world, but like, you get to do this the way that you want to. You take your time, you line your shot up, line your shot. I want that bad boy dead center. Line it up, wait for some, let me up my shutter speed because I want to be able to capture this. I want to be able to freeze the motion on the waves. Yeah, 1000 should be good. As you see, I don't really care about the ISO in this regard. I don't. It's so bright out here. I don't care. For me, I'm taking JPEGs and a RAW because I may want to come back to this photo later on and, do something with it. All right, so we back up a lot here. Okay. Still center frame. Still center frame. Let me make sure it's dead center here. Boom. There we go. All right, now, Lord have mercy. All right, now let's look at the picture we take. Let's freeze. Yeah, that should be nice there. So let's capture this from another angle. And like I said, this is not the most fun thing in the world to do, but it is something that if you do have this drone, you should do. The reason I say that is because you want to be able to not only, test out your skills, but you also want to be able to do things that are fun, right? And I believe that taking pictures is fun. That's just my thing. Now I'm gonna get a little bit closer to this bad boy. And like I said, I can't go above 50 feet, but I want to get it as close to in frame as possible. I don't want to exceed it. There we go. So once again, you know what, I can go down just a little right here and snap. Beautiful. Amazing. All right, let's go this way. Let's go around and let's capture this from another angle. I wish I could have got it with those birds in it. Let's capture this from another angle. This time we're gonna put this bad boy in the left-hand side of the frame, and we're gonna go up just a little to about 45 feet here. There we go. Ready? 3, 2. Beautiful. All right. So like I said, whenever you're out filming, I think one of the most advantageous things that you can do is just test yourself out when you're doing what you do, right? Underneath here, if you can see, as you can see, some pretty treacherous waters. Pretty treacherous waters. Yeah, it's pretty treacherous. But I'm going to take this off of, let's take this off of, what's the word? Take it off of Lord have mercy, somebody help me out here. D-Log. I'm gonna just go to normal color profile because I just want the camera to do the work. Not right now do I want to think about settings or anything of that nature. So, all right, let's go down here and get some of this treacherous waters here. Now, if you're afraid to fly your drone in an area where things can be a little treacherous, then I'm gonna tell you one thing: don't. Because the one thing you don't want to do when you have this bad boy in the sky is panic. You don't want to panic, right? You do not want to panic. You know what? Let's go back and change that. I do want D-Log. Yeah, I want D-Log. Why? Because it's so bright out here. And number one, when I go back to dialing my settings, I want to be able to make it look the way I want it to look. Now let's go back in slow motion here, and we're gonna go again. Let's capture some of this in slow motion. We got a wave coming up right now. Look. Beautiful. 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 So about 25 seconds of slow motion is equivalent to over a minute of motion in itself. Now on the screen here, it'll look like I'm flying so much closer to the water than I actually am. But I think that's the point. The point is to capture this as organic as possible. On your screen though, you'll see it says you're 11 feet from that water. Now, I want to capture some photos here and video here. We got plenty of wind. We got a west side wind, so it's going to make it very nice. I set my shutter at 1/1000th of a second to really stop the motion. All right, so let's get some slow-mo video here. I will say this, when you're out filming, the one thing I would say to keep an eye out for is birds. The reason being is because they normally will attack drones. Not saying they've ever attacked mine. They definitely will. If there's one thing you guys see or notice is the editing process. Now see how that bird keep following my drone? Let's get from over there by him, because he might not like my drone. Put it in sport mode and get on with the get on. Best way to ward off a bird: speed, A, and lift. Birds normally don't attack things that go higher than them. That's the best way to do that. All right, let's do it again. Let's get some video here. Always heed the warnings on your screen. Let's do a slow approach here. It'll look slower in slow motion. Oh yeah. Beautiful. That's what you want, man. I'm telling you, that's exactly what you want. So I always call these processes that we're doing the boring processes, which most of the time, you know, you can see the edited clips and things of that nature, and I would be more than happy to just edit this all together and show you. But for the sake of making a YouTube video to show you that your process is boring, quote unquote, right? It just has to be fun to you. To other people, stopping to show them what you're doing can be boring, right? Now the explanation aspect of this is this. I look at this as a way to be able to capture what I would like to capture. Let me take this out of slow-mo. Let me take this out of slow-mo here. I look at this as a way to capture what I would like to capture, not just capturing things for the sake of capturing. Let's see if I can get the photo with the bird in it. thing I would like to do here now is to go ahead and use my 3x camera. This puts you closer to said subject, right? But you keep that same distance. And let's line this up. Hold on, let me get a little higher so that way I don't have to look up. I can look down a bit. There we go. Let me back up from it a bit. So I'm still close to the subject and still capture that same look here. All right. Okay. Boom. Now let me go back and reset my shutter speed because it was not the way I wanted it. Let's go to 1/1000th of a second to really freeze motion. And 3, 2, nice. So like, as a photographer, videographer, and cinematographer, you have to think about it this way, right? If you really and truly want to capture, I don't want to say cinematic footage because everybody I'm not gonna say misuses that word, but everybody uses that word to the point of like oblivion now. So right now what I'm doing, I'm looking around to see if there's anything like behind me where I can't back up. But either way, what you want to do as a cinematographer, if you will, is be able to capture things that are being captured, yes, but you want to capture it in such a way that if you go to pitch somebody on your services or pitch somebody on what you can do, you want to pitch it in such a way, that you have proof that, hey, that you can do that work that you're putting yourself out there for, right? So I always say, man, if there's work that you wanted to capture from this, do the boring process. Do the boring things. Do the boring parts, man. And capture that mess, man. Capture it. Because nobody else is going to do it for you. And if you really want to build a successful photography and videography business, you got to just put that work in, right? You got to put that work in. A lot of people do like LeBron and do like Michael Jordan. You guys put that work in, man. They put the work in to be able to get to that level, though. They didn't just, come out the womb and it was just like, oh yeah. You know what I'm saying? Even though they were gifted or talented, they still had to put that work in. So me and you are no different. We have to put that work in. We have to. So always put the work in, man. Let me turn around. So I want to capture the same kind of shot, but from this side, I actually want to go on the right-hand side of these rocks. I'm still at my 3x zoom. Oh yeah, this is gonna be nice. I'm still at my 3x zoom. Woo! All right. But this time what I'm gonna do, not only just capture it from this angle, I'm gonna go down a bit and I'm gonna move towards the rocks. Very slow and very steady. See, when you have that 3x zoom on, it gives that illusion that you're closer than what you are. So that's it, man. That's it for the video. I mean, I'm glad that you guys are here, and I'm glad that you stayed for the time that you have. If you did, if you could give me a like, give me a subscribe. You know what I'm saying? And also, if you could just leave some feedback. Let me know your process, or if you have a page where you kind of show your process of how you take photos and videos, and how you attain, or ascertain yourself as a professional and doing this. Let me know, man. Like I said, we are going to take some aerial pictures and video. If you stick around, I'll show you. Peace.